Can you believe it? 2024. Wow. We thank God. Hi, Miss Abena. How are you? Good evening. Good evening, Miss Nelechi. How are you? I'm sure Christmas is going to be different today. Hi, Miss Abena. Um, last live show. it's a commitment. It's yeah, but it's a labor of love, which no pun intended. I really do love for real. Hello, Miss Fumbi. How are you? Miss Fumbi, remind me, your green card was also this year, right? I think yours was one of those we started with this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Hey, Miss Abigail, how are you? Um, she's finally seeing you. Who? I think I missed. I'll probably go back there. Let me do this. Hello, Miss Elvima. How are you doing? Hi, TikTok family. Hello, Facebook and YouTube family. How are you people in? How's everyone in Tampa, Florida? Absolutely. Oh, that reminds me, there's still something we're expecting. So I will let you know once that comes in, Miss Obioma. Hello, finest Shandy. Y'all, guess whose green card was delivered today? Yep, right on time. Right on. Let me tell you something. There's power in prayer. Going through that phase where, for those who have tattoos, right, when you get a tattoo, you go through the phase where everything looks really nice, but then like a week into it, it goes through that phase where it sheds, because it's like having a sore. Really, that's what it, because it's like needle literally scratching your skin. So it's a wound. So it starts to heal and then it flicks off. I don't like it. It flicks off. So like come my no Vaseline all over and we got me at Vaseline journey all today, but it still would, especially in the winter time. But anyway, yes, Fighter send this green card out. There's power in the water for him. I'm telling you. I told God, I was like, you know what? Because I'm going to be off starting Monday. And I was like, I don't, because I knew, when you get the alert, it says, we mailed your card, or was it? I think it was card was produced, or something. I'm not sure if it was mail your card or your card was produced. So I wasn't sure if it was going to come in. But I was like, God, I don't want to leave for the holiday, and because I know she needs it before I leave for the holiday. Like, let it come in before we leave, because I just would hate that it is being held without mail and all that. And got to the office today, and lo and behold, whose green card came in? Timmy means translation. But anyway, so yes, it's on its way. I can't wait to find Ashimano Canada. But anyway, well, Dubai and Canada. Anyway, we'll talk. Hi, everyone. This is Attorney Abdisalah Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Got an immigration case. If it's a case that we can handle, we would be glad to represent you next year. We're still taking on new clients, but we're not, your case ain't going out this year for sure, because I don't face me. Yeah. Hello, I am Basalami. It is yeah, much needed break, but we thank God. Looking at it's been an amazing year. We thank God for His blessings. We thank Him for His grace. God has been beyond faithful, and we are trusting and believing Him that 2025 is going to be our best year yet ever. It's going to be better than our yesteryears. And we would not have any reason to look back and say, oh, it was better for me, back last year. No, it would be a case where we're going to see God move in ways that He's never moved before for us in 2025. And even before the end of this year, that our expectations, I truly believe and know that our expectations, this is what I wear. I don't know if you guys can see. That's my badge right there. Ignore the flakes. Jeremiah 29:11. It's a constant reminder, knowing that God is faithful. The Bible says, none I heard of His word will pass by without being accomplished. it has to be accomplished. And he says our expectations will not be cut off. So we're trusting and believing that our expectations, whether it be manifested before the end of the year, or he's got double and triple blessings for us in 2025, he will keep each and every one of us to be able to see it and experience the joy and and have many years to experience the joy and satisfaction and grace that comes with that, God willing. So it's a year of gratitude. That's basically it. Tonight's show is all about gratitude. If there's anyone who wants to jump on real quick and share anything, not necessarily if you have a question. If you have a question, put it in the comment section. So I'll try to go through as many questions as possible so we can get your questions answered. And thank you to Mr. CS. Yes, Mr. CS, for being so gracious and just being a blessing to all the people and sponsoring 3 people. All 3 of them, I met with them today. Actually 2 today, 1 tomorrow. 3 free consultations and the lady that I met today. When I tell y'all don't know when people are blessed by just an act of favor, because he got his green card. His green card journey was viral. Was quite a ride, to say the least. But working with him since 2000, because he initially founded himself, and I came on in 2022 when things got stuck and all that. So fighting with USCIS, having to file mandamus, it was. But finally, his green card got approved. And so for him to turn around and decide to bless other people, for them to have the opportunity to discuss their immigration case, like, one of the people I met today, the lady I met today, she had met with someone else before, and being able to share information with her that she should have been told a year ago, but was not. And hopefully something can be done, but, because of his generosity, someone else was able to benefit. So Mr. CS, my sincere gratitude for sponsoring those 3 in the consultation slots, which was really, much needed and being responsible to pay that. So we're grateful. And I know Finance Shandy also wants to sponsor someone for a consultation. We'll let you know. I got the best clients. My clients, I'm telling you, my clients become family. I gain sisters, I gain brothers, I gain admirers. Y'all know who you are. I gain crushes and what I mean. But in all seriousness, we become a family. And there's nothing better than that when you have people 2-3 years down the road is still reaching out to you or referring people to you or sending their family members. It truly is humbling, and it's a privilege which I do not take for granted. So thank you. My heart is grateful for each and every one of you that we're able to represent this year, and looking forward to many people to represent in the year to come. All right, so if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. This is, like Miss Emily Sanctuary would say, the most positive social space platform in social space, something along those lines. It's on Instagram if you want to read it. But if you've got immigration questions that we can run through real quick tonight, put it in the comment section. I will try to run through that. And on Tuesday, I was talking real quick about interviewing. I want to have the other interview first before, I think, God willing, the first live show we have, I think I will be able to have, I have to check my calendar, so to have more thank you, Mrs. Yes. Yeah. Oh, hello, Miss Nancy. It was nice to talk to you today. Thank you. But one thing I would say is, if your VAWA case gets to be selected for an interview, please do not go by yourself. Please do not. I've been had to go through one, and talking with some of my colleagues have had to go through that. That's just the consensus amongst the don't do it. I mean, it's up to you. But my 2 cents is, make sure you have your lawyer present. At the very least, have your lawyer, appear telephonically, or have someone standing for your attorneys. It's not something you want to go, go by yourself. That's what I would just say. Make sure you are familiar with what you filed. You don't be in a situation where you say, well, Sister Level, I'm going to submit from you, because you can't do that. You've got to work with someone who's going to let you review your file before it is sent, because it's your file. There's no reason why you shouldn't know what's being submitted on your behalf. Excuse me. So, you have to know what's in your file. So that's one thing I would say. If nothing, the biggest takeaway is knowing and preparing and being able to know what the facts surrounding your petition are. Because the last thing you want is to be asked questions, especially if you have filed a regular marriage case in the past prior to filing the VAW case. Please make sure you know what's in your file. But anyway, Abisola Allah, that's my namesake. Well, anyway, all right, people. So put your questions in the comment section. Let's get through as many questions as possible. Hello, Ms. Giwa. Christmas came early. What's going on, Ms. Giwa? Did I miss something? You sharing something with us? Hello everyone, thanks for joining. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel, please do. Thank you, Miss Abena. If you are on YouTube and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, like Wani, on all platforms is at Olaleye Immigration, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe, like, follow, share. You just never know. Okay, Miss Finance Shandy, green card came to the yes. And not only did Christmas come early for her, Finance Shandy's birthday is on Sunday. Like, and then you pray that God gives you the green card before you leave on vacation. Because once I'm out, like, no one I protect my clients' documents like my life depends on it. Nobody touches nothing. It's going to be on hold, unless my assistant Ashanti. I mean, she can't. She's obviously she's comfortable. It's just like, I have too much OCDs and nuts. But anyway, it was just an answered prayer that I wanted her to have it before her birthday. So can you imagine? I mean, your birthday is coming, Christmas is coming, and you get that prayer answered, and you're able to go see your son. Financially, I want to be like you when I grew up. I do that thing by all my other clients. But we rejoice with you, rejoice with each and every one of you. So, she's your birthday mate, son. It's December 22nd. Okay, happy birthday in advance. Hey, December babies. My oldest kid is December baby as well. December 6th. He turned 20 2 weeks ago tomorrow. I still can't believe I have a 20-year-old. Like, when you say something, you have to think about it again. Like I'm done with you one way. I remember vividly when Esther was born 20 years ago, exactly December 6th, 2 weeks ago. In Chicago, Illinois. He was born in Chicago, and I had an emergency C-section. I didn't get to see my child. I couldn't hold my child for the first 5 days of his life because it was in the NICU. He came out blue. When I say, so his name Oluwaseyi, that was his name, because God indeed breathed that kid of mine into existence. We just give him the glory. So, but anyway, happy birthday, all you December babies. So please do not, thank you, Mr. Nelechi. Please do not repeat your questions. Let's get to as many as possible. Follow us on all social media platforms. We will very much appreciate that. Hello, Miss Christiana. How are you? Yes, useful information. Let's see. Miss Abena, she goes, all 18 of us. She's counting, right? Birthday blessings to her. Finance and everyone on YouTube and Facebook and saying birthday blessings to you. Okay, let's see. Okay. And disclaimer, general information, general responses to your questions, nothing specific to anyone's case. I submitted a service request to USCIS because my I-765 is out of normal processing time by 4 months. They responded in an email saying they're unable to respond to my inquiry at this time. Okay, so what's your question? Triple dose of delight. Yes, Finding Shandy is, yeah, Finding my son Tuesday, December. Oh, okay. Finding Shandy, you have another birthday man, and he happens to be my, I think that's one of my clients, right? Miss Christiana. Yeah, I think so. Ms. Giwa says, that's on every song. Shout out to your mom. She's your greatest supporter. And my mom doesn't play with me. I'm telling you, my mom. Listen, I think that's why, that's the way, same way I raise my kids. Cause okay, yeah, he's one of my my mom, yeah, no, she doesn't play with any of her kids. No, am I a favorite child? No, and she knows she ain't gonna argue with that. Because first of all, y'all already know, if you are a mom and you've got sons and daughters, y'all know that none of y'all moms who have sons can claim that your daughter is your favorite child. Because you know, if you've got a son and a daughter, you can't. I want to see the mom is gonna stand here. I was like, yeah, my daughter's my favorite child. No, I ain't. Don't tell me that lie. Because I got boys. I don't have daughters, but I can tell you, if I had a daughter, that's all I'm saying. That's just thank God I got boys, because there's something about sons and mamas. So my mom ain't gonna say I'm a favorite child because I got two brothers. But it's all good. Hello, Miss Mary. How are you? Okay, let's go to TikTok. Okay, bring the questions. Let the questions roll in. Let's get the questions. Let's get the questions in. So don't come and say, "Is this like?" So let me even address this real quick. And someone had a consult with me, and that's something I don't understand with our people. Not most people are do the right thing, but some people just want to take advantage of things. There's nowhere, if you go on our website before you even schedule a consultation, it's boldly written. Consultation is a one-time service. It's not an ongoing service. Very clear. If you know you've got many questions to ask, please select an option longer than 30 minutes. There's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. But when you have a consultation, because my assistant was almost like in tears today because someone just kept hammering and texting like, well, I still have more questions. I didn't get all my questions answered. Okay. Then you should have scheduled an hour. Don't come back and tell us, so we have to pay for it. Yes, you do. If you have many questions and 30 minutes is not going to be enough, please schedule 45 minutes or an hour. If you're going to retain our service and become a client, that's different. But if you pay for a consultation and you think because you paid for 30-minute consultation, that means I'm your lawyer automatically, or you've got a question and I have to answer, it doesn't work that way. No. Just the same way if you go to your doctor's office, because you paid for one office visit doesn't mean you don't pay for it. You're going to pay for every single office visit. It's the same thing as a lawyer. Because lady was almost in tears. I was like, I had to step in and take over. I was like, okay, this is me. Like, what part of it's a one-time service did you not understand? And now you're now going to be almost bullying somebody because, come on now. So let's you get those kind of people once in a while. And then you turn around and ask me to give you templates of my for you have a 30-minute consultation with me, and you say you want me to give you templates so you can go figure out how to. Let's do better, people. And whoever if you're on, that's fine. But I think that's like, let's do better. We can't bully people into things. So it's just. I don't know. So that's just a reminder. The consultation is a one-time. Yes, templates. That I should give her templates to go to. I was like, and I still respond. I was like, I don't give templates to non-clients. I was just like, but then you turn around and you. Anyway, yeah. So let's remember, consultation is a one-time service. Once you become a client, obviously you don't pay for consultation because you're retaining my service at that point. But until you become a client, please do not, don't do that. It's exactly, Ms. Avena. I mean, if we have something that we're representing you on, now we have things, questions, yes, but exactly, but that's how people are. Some people, but it's all good. But anyway, something just came up. That's why let me address this issue right now. Luda. Okay, good evening. Good evening. Let's see. Okay. Shemaine, thank you. Let's see, Mayor of Dubai. Good morning. I think it's morning in Dubai. Okay. I do have a question. What's your question, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕? What step can one take when your 10-year green card has been pending for 3 years? So, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, if you're talking about an I-751, my best guess is you're probably close to filing for citizenship at that point. Because if you say it's been pending for 3 years, and in addition to 2 years, so you should be close to, or even past either the 3 or 5 year mark to file for citizenship. And if that's the case, that's a step you can't take, because they have to approve your citizenship, your I-751 before the citizenship, unless you join the military. And so that can help to fast track your case. That's what I do for a lot of my clients. What if you have a green card and you and your husband are not together anymore? So what's your question on that? Thank you, 𝐸𝐫𝐸𝐿𝐴𝐴𝒄𝐸𝐿𝐴𝐴𝒄𝐸𝐿𝐴𝒄𝐸𝐿𝐴𝒄𝐸𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒏 48 months extension after filing for removal of condition mean? That's what it is. You get a 48-month extension of the green card. So when you say what else, I'm not sure I'm understanding what you're asking, but the notice itself states what the extension is for. It specifically states that extends your green card for 48 months past the expiration date. And so that's also your evidence that you can continue working and traveling while USCIS processes your petition. Sure here of gratitude is yes, it is one and only. Let's see. Your clients are interview experience. Like I talked about that on Tuesday, Tochuka. So if you watch Tuesday's video, do I need an attorney at this time? That's the same thing you've done is what an attorney will do as well, which is contact them. But I'm not sure what you mean by they said they're unable to respond to your inquiry, because if your case is outside normal person time and you call, well, you submit a service request. I'll probably suggest that you call. So you can call them and they would, whoever you talk to would also put it up on their end. Make sure that you're checking it with the correct service center where it's being processed. And so if they confirm that it's outside normal person time, they can put a service request in for you on their end when you call. And they probably would have someone call you back or someone email you. Hello, Mr. Professor. Can Trump, I sent you an email earlier on. Can Trump change VAR requirements? How does it affect applicants? He cannot change. So let me say this, because I know a lot of us are apprehensive about what this guy can do or not do. And rightfully so. Even as immigration attorneys, we just don't know what's going to. We've heard, mass deportation, all this. Birthright citizenship there's a whole lot going on. but nobody knows what's going to actually happen until we get to, which is going to be exactly what a month from tomorrow, God willing. But can he change VA requirements? No, VA requirements are immigration is governed by the Immigration and Nationality Act. That is a law that was passed by the U.S. Congress and signed into law. In order for something to be changed in the law, it's got to go through Congress. So the president does not have the power to change the law. No, that's why we have checks and balances. That's why we have the executive, what we learned back in school, but well, I had to take history and government, and legislator and judiciary. So the Congress is the legislative part of the government. They make the law, and so that's what they've made. So in order for anything to change as far as VA requirements, then the U.S. Congress has to make that change, not the president, not the executive branch of the government. Hope that helps you to calm some, to allay some fears, because executive orders he can do, yes, but executive orders are to execute something, not to change the law. And that's why this whole parole in place that the Biden administration tried to do, that was shut down. That's why that was thrown out and overruled in court, because the court said that basically, even though it was an executive order and a policy in place, the court threw it out and said they cannot move forward with it, because it's like they are creating a law and only Congress has the right to do so. That's why those states were able to, even though it was nothing challenging to the states, but they were able to prevail, because the court sided with the states, saying that this is like creating a law that Congress did not create. So it's the same thing. So hopefully that helps, Toya. All right, let's go to Instagram. Okay, let's see. He's finally seeing you. Okay. Hold on 1 second. So, man, are you did you just throw me a shade because I didn't have my glasses on? Is that what it is? Because I'm about to light you up very, very quickly. Good evening. We thank God for His grace. Yes, we do. His grace is sufficient. Compliments of the season as well. Hush Esty. Right back at you, finest Shandy. Good evening, everyone. I love the Green Hearts News Illinois Sanctuary. Our newest PR. Yes. This land is green. We thank God. Faith in Jala. Yes. Okay, let's see. Speaking it into existence for Miss Abena and everybody else. Next in line, God willing, 2025 is going to be the best year yet. We are speaking it into existence and saying and agreeing in faith that there will be even greater rejoicing in the year to come. Yeah, welcome to the most positive immigration space on social platforms, safest space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies. Wait. More. I can't wait to start uploading Canadian way. Listen, well, we'll plan next year if I can make some money. But happy holiday, joy is for the thank you, Miss I am 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. The best is yet to come. Amen. 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 Hello, Miss Mazala. How are you? We're going to celebrate you too soon. We've just only started with the went for an interview, and a week after I got a notice of interview cancellation, but in line it's still online. It still says you have been scheduled for an interview. What you advise, or is it a glitch? It could be a glitch, and it could be that they're going to reschedule for yet another interview. You just don't know with USCIs, but I can't speculate to why that is. But I have seen it before. I filed for divorce in Nigeria while I was living there. Went to court before the judge. I got a decree. Mission. Oh, you mean, I think you meant the decree NISI. And NISI become absolute, but USCI sent RFE. Okay. Sometimes I wish you were my lawyer when I had immigration issues. This lawyer showed me, but thank you for all you do. Listen, we're all doing God's work. I'm telling you, because I'm sure there'll be some people that are not satisfied with my study services as well. I mean, I always say, as long as I can go to bed at night with a conscience that I've done all I can possibly do, But thank you. I appreciate that. Miss May. What is your question? But thank you, Kim Nacho. Okay, requesting decree absolute and saying none of the documents is sufficient, and they want to decree absolute, but the document says decree NISI becomes absolute. What do you advise? I would advise that you get a lawyer if you don't have a lawyer on your case. If you have a lawyer on your case, make sure your lawyer knows, because not everybody is conversant with Nigerian divorce documents. I didn't used to pay attention to true detail because there was no reason to. There wasn't an issue until it became an issue about 3 years ago, and so I had to educate myself more on that, especially being Nigerian and working with Nigerian attorneys back in Nigeria as well. So if you don't have a lawyer, do yourself a favor and get a lawyer in your case. If you have a lawyer, make sure your lawyer knows exactly what they're supposed to send, so that you're sending the right thing. And your cover letter has to state, because some of these officers do not know what the heck they're doing. Just like one of our 751s that got approved for Mr. T is actually, they sent us an RFE for something, and I knew that based on the way they worded that RFE, that was probably going to be their reason to deny the case. So one of the things in addition to my legal argument, my cover page in bold font, bold red font, when you see that red come out, you already know I'm playing, was attention of the service director or USCI's attorney requested for accurate analysis and application of the law. So when, because I already we're going to have a problem. And thank God it was approved. But my point is, sometimes you need to understand, especially when you read some RFEs, you can tell that the person has no clue what they're doing. For instance, Miss OO, whose green card was approved recently, when they denied her VAW petition, then part of the denial says, and it was the divorce decree related. Part of the denial says and one of the reasons for denial is we went on the Lagos State Judiciary website and we could not locate the recordation of the decree online. Guess what, people? This Ms. OO's divorce decree was from a number of states. So you can imagine, the frustration and having to not include the map of Nigeria in my response in our appeal. Like, hey, by the way, Tebamo, Anambra States, East, where's East? People, North, South, East, West, right? Whatever. That's why I'm not in science. East, West. Okay, you get the idea. But Lagos State, the one is the Southwest, or in the South. No, that's not how it goes. You can't find something in Anambra State on Lagos State Judiciary website, because. So my point is, you got to know from the reading of your RFE, make sure that you actually even understand whether the person even understands what they're doing, what they're saying to start with. So do yourself a favor and get a lawyer if you don't have one. Thank you, Mr. Nature. Yes, if you repeat your question, I will skip it. Damn me, Aria, I have my testimony too. And may your testimony be complete and continue to be complete. Hello, Miss Akinsoya. How are you? Abaloya. It's ill. Greetings. I was falsely accused, arrested, and charged. I was acquitted at trial after a year-long persecution. Sorry you had to go through that. Do I qualify for vow, or should I continue with the marriage and file based on the marriage? Sit down with the lawyer and figure out if you qualify for vow. You're your mom's favorite. Okay. Legit truth. I can fully relate to the food bad. I'm telling you, if you have a son and daughter, and you as a mom say your daughter is your favorite, not saying you don't love them equally. Like I always tell my kids, I love my sons equally. I love them differently because they have different love languages. I got one kid, my baby loves to give hugs. And, you know, even at 14, maybe I hope it doesn't change. At 14, SJ was not, don't hug him. No, even now, like I said, give your mama, show your mama some love. Like, but the baby is, you know, he's a touchy, but the other one is not. Just like, you know. So, you know, it's not about loving them. You love your kids equally, but the son is going to be the favorite of a mom over the daughter. Let's just call it spade a spade. It is what it is. Come on, Pharaoh. How people never disappoint. How do you expect 30 minutes to last your life? That's the expectation. 30 minutes is supposed to last a lifetime. And for me, I'm not even, I don't even care because I just ignore such emails. But when I have someone who's doing social media and you're constantly sending, God knows how many messages she sent to her today, and she had to come like, you know what, I don't know what else to do. It's like, you know what, it's time for me. Let me put a complete stop to this nonsense. So anyway. I filed for N400 on May 2023, went for interview October, got an RFE, which was responded to. It's almost 19 months. Kept me 19 months. October 2023 was just last year, so that's 14 months. Oh, you mean it since you filed? Okay. What do you advise? N400 is supposed to be adjudicated within 120 days. So 120 days from when you respond to the RFE. I would say if you've made inquiries, or if you've not made an increase, then you want to do that. If you haven't reached out to your congressman or senator, you want to do that. You may also want to consider ombudsman inquiry. If you do all of that, then you're just going to have to file a lawsuit against them. You're going to have to file a lawsuit. So there's no reason why. What was the RFE for? I guess that probably is going to. And I hope you had a lawyer on your case. Maybe they calculated the Constitution in money night. Official side. Allah Daiji. This person, maybe they calculate the Constitution money in Naira. Okay, let's move on. Because if you calculate in Naira, how much is it? How much is $1 to a Naira now? Like what, 1,600? Something like that? What can be done in the case of an asylum application not found on anymore with DHS after years of applying and eventually placed? Not found on anymore with DHS. I don't understand your question. Add _ stores. Okay, let's see. Can I apply for I-130 before January 20, 2025? You can apply for anything before then if you qualify, but what's the rush about unless you're out of status, then you just want to get something in. But, so I know a lot of people are apprehensive, like I said, but keep in mind this mass deportation, they're talking a big game, but it's going to cost them a lot of money. We're talking billions of dollars. I don't think they want to wreck the U.S. Economy because and not just with the deportation and what they have to spend, but also by taking the people who make a big part of the workforce that actually generates the revenue. See, and for the most part, it's going to be people who actually are maybe detained, people who have criminal cases, things like that is what that is most feasible for them to start with. Obviously, these are all, but when you talk about what makes sense and what is attainable when they start, that's what. But things can change. But I don't see. There's nothing they can do about the ability to be able to file an I-130 petition or 485. Just making sure you don't you stay out of trouble. You're not, you're minding your own business and drinking water, minding your own business kind of thing. But if you qualify for that and you're able to do it before January 20, then there's no, that's how much will it cost me from your office? My office is not going to be able to file a petition for you before January 20. That much I can tell. Because first of all, you have to schedule a consultation with me. And I don't have anything until the first week of January. So my last day for consults this year is tomorrow. And I'm fully booked tomorrow. My relative recently completed their master's program, is currently in OPT. They want to remain in the U.S. After the OPT expires. What options are available for them to stay? They need to sit down with a lawyer to figure out the options that they have. No worries, fine, Shandy, we know. You didn't miss much. Let me take my water. I'm still recovering from this. Finance Shandy even agrees. And Finance Shandy has a daughter and a son. And I love my baby girl. I call her baby girl. She's so just gorgeous. And we love her. No doubt. But the son is the son is the son. Like my kids are my boys. Like my boys are my kids are my life, I should say. My boys are my life. I'm telling you, like, don't be fooled by the 5-foot frame. Like I would take it. Don't touch my kids. No, because no. So there's something about sons and mamas. There's just something. Okay. Let's see. Thank you very much. I did call and they called me and submitted that request, but that was their response that they are unable to respond to my. Oh, okay. So that's what. Then reach out to your Congress if you're sure that it is outside of a person. I mean, I'm not sure what they would tell you. They're unable to respond to your request. I'm not sure why they would say that. Because if it's outside of a person time, they're supposed to call you and say, hey, something along the line of, we are aware of the time or whatever, because of our kids, because they will send emails like us sometimes because of the amount of cases, yada yada yada. But if it's God bless you. You're going for 2025. You do a good job. Thank you. But I would say reach out to one of your senators and let them look into it for you. Sometimes just getting them involved, it can make a difference. You just never know. Please advise requirement waiver on an overstay G2 visa holder planning to adjust status through marriage to U.S. citizen. What do you mean waiver? If you're married to a U.S. citizen, there's no waiver needed for overstay because you are exempt from the overstay if you're adjusting status through a U.S. citizen. You came in legally. I think we have all of that. All right, let's see. We still have time. All right, bring in your questions now. This is the free consultation now. This is the free one. This is like a young question. What's the young questions here? I see like Amazon. Yeah, about free questions here. I'm a Latin. I would like to ask if you have your law office in Indiana. No, I do not. I can represent immigration clients in any state. For instance, Miss Eleanor Sanctuary is in Louisiana. Financial Shani is in Maryland. Miss Abena is in, oh Lord, she's gonna kill me if I miss when she leaves. No, Miss Abena, you moved recently, so don't be mad. But I think she's in Virginia. Please tell me I'm right. If not, oh Lord, please let me be right. I think so. Ooh, I think so. I think so. If not, yeah, it's been a long day. That's why. But so my point is, my clients are Mr. Z is in Texas. Uh, Most of my immigration clients are actually not in Alabama. The truth be told, um, but a lot of my and I have quite a number of clients in the state of Georgia that get scheduled for interviews or oath ceremony or whatever the case may be in Montgomery, Alabama, because in the borders and that office actually has jurisdiction over some towns and cities in Georgia. So, so I think I'm right though. Miss Ellen Sanctuary, right? She lives in Virginia, right? Listen, one try. How long does it take to respond to RFP for VAR case after sending it 6 months? What do you mean? How long? You mean how long does USCIS take to respond to make a decision after you send your response? If that's your question, that I can't answer that question because there's no set time frame for them to respond. All right, so okay. What happens if a asylee marries a green card holder? What do you mean? What happens? My cousin is CPS holder. She's in the second year of nursing school, and she's really worried because CPS will be expired expire February 2026. So, what is your question? Okay, hold on. Let me go back here. I think there's some questions I may have missed. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's where I stopped. Which service center processes IO receipts? It doesn't. There's no specific one. IO receipts basically is either you file online or even if you file by paper, you can. They actually create an online account for you, but it can be from anywhere. It could be Nebraska. It could be National Benefit Center. Because we get them from everywhere. Let's see. I have photos in lease with my husband. Can I file for VAR? That's not the only requirement for a VAR case. And so whether or not you're going to be eligible for an immigration benefit, this is not the platform to be able to say yes or no. That's not a yes and no kind of question. That's what a consultation is for. You sit down with a lawyer and they evaluate what you have, ask you questions, and then decide whether they recommend you to apply for any specific immigration benefit. Thank you. Can I file for citizenship after 2 years out of the 4 years extension? Your extension on an I-751 has nothing to do when you can file for citizenship. You file for citizenship when you have been a legal permanent resident for 3 years or 5 years or 1 year, or when you join the military. You can file way as soon as you join the military and you have your green card, because when you join the military, you do not have to have a 751 approved first before a citizenship application can be approved. So your extension has nothing to do when you can file for citizenship. Oh, you already filed for it. Okay, so you already filed for the citizenship. Then I hope you have a lawyer, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, because for the most part, if your 751 is not something that is going to give them any pause, usually they'll approve your citizenship. But that means there's something in your 751 file that is giving them hesitation in even approving your citizenship. So hopefully you have a lawyer in your case. Are all valid EAD combo based on pending EOS renewal done through the months of return? It depends on if you filed it together with the VAT to start with, then obviously you're filing with now with the Nebraska Service Center, and then they forward everything to the VAT office, so it's processed there. Sometimes if you convert, like you switch from a regular marriage case to a VAT case, then you still can renew your work permit based off of where your receipt number starts. So if it's IOE or MSC, then you can renew based on where it was pending with the regular marriage case. I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you. My husband and I have been married almost 2.5 years and together for 3. Because of you, we are thriving. Oh, I know. I think I know who this is. Miss Dana. Is this Miss Dana from Washington? I hope you're still on. Is that you, Miss Dana? Thank you for your wonderful work. And I believe we got your husband's green card in 4 months or so. Was it last year? I know it wasn't this year. Thank you. I know if you're still here, let me know. Your husband's name starts with H, right? You're so welcome. U.S. Embassy in Canada is booked until 2026. How do I get my change of status F1 onto passport visa? You don't need a visa to change your status in the country. So because the visa is for you to, if you're planning to travel out of the country, then obviously you need to get a visa stamp. However, you don't need to get the visa for you to be in the country. You can do a change of status with USCIS unless you actually want to travel. That's when you need the visa stamp. So as far as TPS, Ms. Jennifer, TPS is one of the things that I'll tell you as an immigration attorney that I'm concerned about, because this guy coming in was never a fan of TPS to start with. So that's something that we would not be surprised if he gets rid of. So hopefully your cousin may want to inquire into what else she may qualify for, and sit down with a lawyer and see what other options she may have. Anything about how long something is taking, please go on USCI's websites on their processing times, which would let you know. Okay, can she file for asylum after being here for 5 years? She has to show that she falls within one of the exemptions. One of such exemptions is changes in personal circumstances. For instance, if you have an alternate lawful status like TPS, but the thing is, before she got the TPS, how long was she out of status before the TPS came in? So just have her sit down with a lawyer. That's something she would need to do. Did my asylum interview on September 2nd, still didn't get the decision. Is there anything to speed things up? Contact the office and see, or you can contact your senator and tell them to help you look into that. USCIS came to my house. Is there anything wrong with that? Doesn't necessarily mean your case will be denied, but there's a reason. If they pay you an unannounced visit, there's a reason for that. So can she adjust her status from a TPS to green card if she has TPS and if she came in without inspection? Hopefully she's been able to apply for advanced parole and then travels on that and comes back in. If she has TPS but she came in legally to start with, then obviously she's going to be eligible to adjust if she's getting married to a citizen or something. But there is no TPS to green card. There's no that's what it is. It's a temporary protected status. It's not. It doesn't lead you to a green card. If I book my consultation with you, is it possible for me to speak Yoruba with you? Yes. I mix a lot of my Yoruba with English, as you already know. But I so Yoruba, no problem. How often does U visa get accepted or refused, ma'am? It depends on your case. Let's see. Okay. You're welcome, Jennifer. Okay. Oh, you mean the waivers for G2 visa holders? Okay, Roland, then that's something you want to sit down with the lawyer for. So, okay, I thought you were asking about a waiver for the um, um, overstay itself. Sit down, consult with the lawyer. So it's not I can't give a requirement of something. That's what the consultation is for. Can I still file for my daughter after she's 21 years? Kenny, it depends on your status. If you are a green card holder, then you can file for a child of any age that is unmarried. If you are a citizen, then you can file for any child of any age, married or not. If your child, your daughter is in the United States without any status and over 21, then filing for that child is not going to lead them to a green card based on your petition if they've overstayed. Okay, let's see. How's the time? I'm not good. Okay. An asylum application was filed, and acknowledgement receipt was received. And after some years, USA said it cannot find the application in their system and issued removals. Oh, really? Are you serious? Okay, so what is the status now? Let me go back and see if I can find it, because I didn't understand your question to start with. God bless everyone waiting on the Lord. Amen. For those waiting on the Lord. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. This is why I can't give away this stuff and understand why. Hey. Oh, wow. 16. Okay. So I'm going back to your question. Okay. @_stores. So what is the question you have again? Because now I understand what your background information is. So what's the question you have? That makes no sense, especially when you have receipt notices. And did you ever file? Was your case pending? Let me see. Let me go back here. Was your case pending long enough for you to file a work authorization? So, hello, Mr. Orekoya. 𝒂𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒈𝒂𝒏𝒕 300. How are you? Did you ever get to file a work authorization on the pending application? That is just because what has transpired in court, because you can use that as a basis to ask the court to determine it, because you never actually had an opportunity to have USCIS adjudicate your case. That just is something that's really odd. So they dropped the ball and now placed you in deportation proceedings. Okay. How long after submitting an I-130 before a conditional green card is approved? There's no time frame in particular. Everyone's case is different. And it's not an I-130 that determines how long it's going to. You have to approve the I-45 itself as well. Okay, so, y'all, I think that's all the questions we have. I got I-130 approved. I filed for VAR. Now I receive her official determination. Does the USCIS call for interview? If you filed, Nanji, there's no reason to repeat your question more than once. If you file an I-45 together, if you filed an I-45 together with the VAR petition, then they can call you for an interview. Okay, but no interview at all. But instead, straight to court for removal of person. Do you have a lawyer? Because that's one of the things you can argue in court, that you were never actually called for an interview, and to ask the court to terminate proceedings and then send it back to USCIS to actually give you an opportunity to have an interview. It's just that, actually, you may also argue that you can retain your regional filing date, so you don't have to start all over again for EADs unless you have a 5-year EAD. So don't worry about that. But that would be the approach to go in that kind of case. Can my daughter file a vow and work authorization at the same time? Work authorization has to be filed based on the I-485. Iyanu, good evening. That's my car tag, Iyanu. It's actually the way your name is, the way it's on, that's how it is written on my car tag. What is the poverty guideline for a family of 4? Go on USCI's website. Just put in I-864 guidelines. It will give you exactly what the amount is. So, like y'all, sometimes some of your questions are like, that's something you can easily put in Google, and you can. Those are the kind of questions you ask Google. Just saying. But anyway, okay. Let's see. Can the civics test be waived depending on how old you are and if you fall within the exemptions? My son is in the military. Is there a chance I can get my residency if he knows Canadian one? I mean, you can consider parole in place for military family members. My sister-in-law is enjoying this life. The reason I ask is they reject what they said online. No, they can't reject what is online. They can reject it if your calculation is wrong on I-864. So they can't reject what their guidelines are. I mean, they can't do that. We do every single application we file marriage-based. We always include the guidelines so they see. It's not going to be based on the guidelines. It's going to be based on maybe the way it was calculated. And so if you're not sure, then this is where you want it. Because if you don't send in the correct, you probably got an RFE. So if you don't send in the correct calculation and an income requirement, then they probably would deny your case, and you're going to have to start all over again or file a motion to reopen. Hey, my mama just joined. Hey, mama. Can a brother consult with you? A sister, brother, nephew, auntie can consult with me as long as they pay the fee. That's all. But I don't have any consultations until next. I'm asking for a brother. He got RFE twice, and then he wants to make sure that he gets it right the third time. My vow was denied. It was stated that my previous divorce was not valid. Now my husband just died. Sorry to hear about this. Anything I can still do? That's something you sit down with the lawyer to discuss. Submitted a tax transcript of the joint sponsor of a family of 5, which is $65,000, and they said I still don't meet up. What will I do? Sit down with a lawyer to discuss your case, because I can speculate on what you submitted without saying exactly how you computed the information in the I-864. Does it match the tax transcript? Was it tax transcript for married filing jointly? So if that's the case, does it require an 864A? There's so many questions that you need to answer. It's not a yes or no kind of thing here, just saying. But anyway, okay. Can I make an appointment with you? We'll be glad to discuss your case. But the thing is, I don't have any appointments until next year. So if you can wait till next year, that's fine. But I don't have anything until next year. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, like Shimon. Yes. But anyway, all right, people. So I think we've taken quite a bit of questions. Um, last show of 2024. It has been an absolute joy representing so many people. Um, I'm telling you, y'all, sometimes I think back and I just, did we get cases denied? Yeah, we did. But we thank God that our triumphs outweighed, the setbacks, and they're not really setbacks. They're just, little obstacles in the way that God alone can overcome on our behalf moving forward. But it's being, I call it a calling for me because I eat, breathe, live, snore, everything immigration. It is really a joy to just be able to be a part of things that changes people's lives literally, and be able to give good news, and looking forward to even greater news um, in 2025, and doing this work that just gives me, and it makes my heart happy. Um, and that's why my head keeps going turning gray, because I was trying to figure out what we can do to make things better. How can we make this argument? And I'm telling you, literally, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm thinking of something like, you know what, I gotta write this down. I'm not even kidding you. And I come to my office and I can something, whatever. I remember one time my oldest son was on break, and he goes, "What are you doing? It's 3 a.m." I'm like, I know. I just had to write something down. But when you get the news back from USCIS or from the court, and you're able to share that with the client, and when you go from a denied case that a child also was dependent on, to being able to tell a mom that now your child is going to file his green card because you just got yours, and when you tell someone who thought their case was going to be denied because they got a little glitch in their case, and we can be a base of a denial, but then God turns things around. That's what makes this work. That's the reward. When you're able to call your sister, your friend, your client and sister, and say, "Hey, you got a birthday gift and a Christmas gift right on time, coming to you just on time for your birthday." The way God, you're able to see your son that you didn't think was going to happen. That's what this is all about. So my prayer is that we're able to do much more in 2025. My prayer is that 2025 gives us a whole lot more victories, a lot more of abundance of God's favor, of triumphs, of expectations that cannot be defeated, of overcoming things that people think we could not, of being able to give testimonies about God's favor, of God is still in the business of miracles, of doing things that we didn't think was possible, of stopping the hand of evil, of silencing all opposition on our behalf. That's what we're decreeing and declaring for 2025, and knowing that it's going to be our best year yet. And I keep saying that, but looking forward to a year where we're just going to start from January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 and beyond, being able to just give God the glory and sing of his praises and celebrate victories, and know that there's nothing, because I wake up and I know that there's nothing I can achieve today without God's help. And I don't want to achieve anything without God's help, because if I think I can do it on my own, that is just my human strength. And there's no strength that I have that doesn't even come from God to start with. But when I know that I can do it because God gives me strength, that is something that's going to be a permanent blessing and permanent victory. And that is my goal. That is my prayer for each and every one, was that our victories will be permanent. Our breakthroughs will be uncontested. And, all may see and know and consider altogether that his hand alone has done it. The God who never fails, the God who never sleeps, the God who is God all by himself. And he speaks it and it comes to pass. That which he has spoken concerning each and every one of us will come to pass. And all of those who are still believing and trusting him before the end of the year or looking forward towards the new year, our expectations shall not be cut off. God will do that which He has promised each and every one of us. It has been the one of the greatest joy and blessings of my life, representing so many people, hundreds of people this year. To be honest with you, I don't even know how I do it. My shanty, my secretary was like, "You need the break. You really do work a whole lot. You need the break." But when you do something where your passion really comes through, it's not work. It is a calling, and you're thankful to be in in that space. And so I'm looking forward to many people to work together with in the new year, to be able to celebrate with you as we celebrated with so many people this year. There's so many people, so many to count, but we just thank God, because indeed we cannot count our blessings, but God indeed remains faithful. And so keep trusting, keep believing. It is not for anyone to believe or trust or agree with you that if things are going to work out for your good. You have no business about what they think. Let them think what they want to think. Your agreement is with God. And if God says it's going to work out in your favor, everything will work according to His will in your favor. They would see it when it comes to pass. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much. My heart is grateful. Don't want to get emotional, but thank you. And God bless each and every one of us. I celebrate with everyone, all those who are still going to get great news before the end of the year. We celebrate with you, we rejoice with you, and we decree and declare that we would all see the end of the year in peace and not in pieces. We'll see it would enter 2025 with grace and joy and full of expectations of overwhelming grace and favor in Jesus' name. Bye, everybody.